What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the second episode of Decide and Design. This podcast is all about personal development, self-help, and really designing a life around your purpose. Finding out what your unique role is in this world and going after it. Last week, I talked about my mission, why I started this podcast, and just kind of who I am as a person. And I got to say, it was my first podcast episode, and I can't speak today. It's going to be a good one. It was my first podcast episode, and I got to say, it was a humbling experience. This is way, I don't want to say harder, but it's just different than what I was expecting, and it's going to be a crazy journey, but I'm here for it, and I'm excited for it. Today's topic is all around fear chasing. And I know that this is something pretty much every single person has either dealt with or is dealing with right now. I feel like we're always dealing with this. Now, I want to start off by saying we all have two basic emotions, and it's love and fear. Love is associated with the positive emotion, and fear is associated with the negative emotion. And every other emotion is based off of, it's just an extension of those two. And I want to talk about fear because it's associated with a negative emotion, but basically it's built into our nervous system when we're born, and it's here to basically protect us from getting out of our comfort zone, from avoiding trauma, and just avoiding getting physically, mentally, spiritually hurt. And I know it's associated with a negative emotion, but I was talking to one of my mentors recently, and he asked me a question. He said, "Branden, can you grow without pain?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Can you grow without challenge?" And I said, "No." And it really got me thinking about fear chasing, because I was like, okay, so here's this thing that is naturally supposed to be protecting us from getting out of our comfort zone and going into arenas where, we feel like we're going to get hurt, or whatever the emotion that comes up when we're facing fear. It's like it's supposed to be preventing us from going there, but when we do go there, we grow. And that's where you see the most growth. It's one of the most important things you can do. And some of the things that came up for me before I embarked on this journey, for example, it was like the fear of getting hurt. It was the fear of losing love. It was the fear of judgment, the fear of failure. And I feel like that's something that every single person deals with. We all fear that we're going to be lost if we go this other way. And we create these walls and barriers behind us that prevent us from taking action. And the only way, it creates this huge self-doubt around us. And the best way to get rid of fear and self-doubt, and it's not a very sexy answer, but the best way to get rid of that is to take massive action. Do the thing that you're afraid to do. When you have the courage to face fear and go after whatever your goal or aspiration is, you're going to get feedback. Whether it's positive or negative, it's a learning experience. And it's very important that we have that experience, because if we didn't, we're not going to grow. And I wanted to tell you a story about a fear-chasing moment for me that changed my life. And I kind of talked about this on the last podcast, but for those of you who don't know, I work for a podcast called Next Level University. And it's a top 100 self-improvement podcast. Amazing guys run by Kevin Palmieri and Alan Lazarus. Nothing but amazing things to say about these guys. But basically, I was listening to this podcast for a really long time, probably like 5 or 6 months, and it was every day. They were really helping me pull myself out of the negative place that I was at that time in my life. And I decided to join their community, their Facebook group, because at the end of every episode that they post, they say join Next Level Nation. It's called. It's a community where you can grow and be part of like-minded people. And I decided to join that. So I joined the group, and literally the next day they posted something in the group, and they were like, we want more people on the team. If you're interested, send us a message. And at that moment, I knew. I was like, I need to be around these guys. I need to work with them. Like, I have to take this opportunity. But here's the thing. I was scared to put myself out there because I didn't think I was valuable enough to be on that team. See, I don't come from a tech background. I barely know what I'm doing with this podcast. I work construction, and I've never been in sales. I don't know anything about business. I'm very uneducated on the social media business realm. That arena was completely new to me. So I thought in my head, I was like, I have no business joining this team because I have no skills that I can give to them. But the thing is instead of letting that hold me back, I decided to message them anyways. I was like, let's just see how this plays out. I at least want to just talk to the guys, right? So I sent them a message, and we jumped on a Zoom call. And one of the first questions they asked me, they were like, all right, Branden, what kind of skills do you have? And I looked in the eyes and I said, nothing. I said, I have no tech skills. I don't know anything about business. I've never been in sales. I don't know anything. But I'm willing to learn, and I will work my ass off. And that's what I told them. That one moment completely changed my life for the next 6 months. That courageous moment, that fear-chasing moment of me just jumping on the phone with them and being honest and authentic and having humility towards them. They gave me a chance, and my life because of that has completely changed in the last 6 months. This podcast does not exist if I don't take that fear-chasing moment. I don't get to have the new friends that I have now if I don't take that fear-chasing moment. I don't get to impact the people in their community if I don't take that fear-chasing moment. It's like that one little decision put me on the path to my purpose, my vision, my dreams, my aspirations, my community. It's like that small little decision has made all the difference in my life in the past 6 months. So the other thing I wanted to get into was I didn't know how that was going to end up, but I did it anyways. A lot of us don't jump into fear. A lot of us don't fear chase because we think we need to have all the know-hows and the blueprints for, how things are going to work out. We need to know what's going to happen. As humans, we like comfort and we like certainty. But when you're fear chasing, you don't have that. But here's the catch. Successful people don't make the right decisions. They make their decisions right. And I'm going to say that again. Successful people don't make the right decisions. They make their decision right. You see, take action, and then once you get that feedback, now you learn from it. You can take that feedback and be like, okay, that worked. Now let's go do it again. Or that didn't work. How can we change this and make it better next time? You don't have to know how it's not about what you're going to get. You don't have to know how it's going to work out. You just have to take action and then learn from it. So I want to encourage you to write one thing down, one thing that you're scared of. It could be small. It could be complimenting someone at the store. It could be sending someone a nice message. Whatever it is, write one thing down that you're scared of and take action towards it this week and see how your life changes. See how you feel after you send that message or after you take action towards whatever you're going to do. Be willing to take the feedback and learn from it, and I guarantee you're going to feel so much better after you start fear chasing in your life, and I know it's scary. And that's the other thing. If any of you need help with this or want help with this, please send me a message. B_Lowe22 on Instagram. Send me a message. We can do this together. The main takeaway from this episode is I want us to start taking massive action in our lives. That's the only way we're going to grow. It's the only way we're going to grow. There's a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and then I'm going to check out of here, but there's a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. He says, "Do the thing and you will have the power." Don't worry about how it's going to end up. Take action and then take the feedback. Thank you so much for clicking on this podcast and learning about fear chasing today. I encourage all of you to reach out to me and send me a message, and let's mastermind, let's jump on a call, whatever you guys want to do. I want to get to know every single person who's listening to this podcast, and I want to add value to every single person that I come across. So feel free to message me. I will talk to you guys next week, and thank you so much.